What's up, freaky folks? How you doing? It's another episode of Low Tech Health. Let ourselves translate expert knowledge. And today is Wasabi, Walnut, What's Hurting My Tummy Wednesday. And I'm wearing another shirt with buttons. What's up? What's up, adults? I can do adult stuff all day, all night. What's hurting my tummy? Well, I haven't been eating very heavy meals because I don't want to. I don't know what it is, but I'm subsisting off of less and less food, which is a good thing. There have been studies shown, actually the only conclusive and undeniable, unarguable, anything's arguable, proof of, or treatment, test. It looks like I just woke up, but I've been up all night. For you who've just woken up yourselves, listening to this, the only true progenitor, my mind's starting to flip out. I was practicing Rap God, and nothing is safe in the computer at work in between high quality nursing care. Longevity can be increased by caloric restrictions. The only above the board, undeniable, no woo woo studies have shown in mice, you keep them from eating constantly, they live a little bit longer. And that happens because when you don't eat and you fast, your body says, whoa, what is this? I'm a little freaked out. You weak little cells, I'm going to eat you. So it eats them first, which is cool because they're weak, they're diseased, they're cancer, and your body will eat it because it's very hungry when you don't feed it fat, sugar, processed junk. Be nice to your body. There are so many different things in your body trying to keep you alive. So many different organisms and processes trying to do the right thing for you. If you listen to them, if you understand a little bit better what's happening between the pH and your it's like your RAS system, the renin-angiotensin aldosterone system, to help keep your blood pressure and keep your brain functioning and your heart perfusing it. These are all very important processes that you could just commit to, not memory, but the understanding of practicality that your body's trying to keep itself alive. There are reasons and rationale for what your body does and why it has to continue to do it to stay alive. Just get in with it. Try to befriend your body and listen to it. It's a great idea. Your body will reward you. Reciprocity. Today we're going to be discussing potassium in the blood. Potassium is what most people see as bananas, but oddly enough, white beans have more potassium in 1 cup than a banana does. Bananas are not really that dense with potassium, but it's a fucking first thing everybody thinks of when you hear potassium. It doesn't have that much potassium in it. In nursing school, they teach us potassium is to the heart as sodium is to the brain. And if you don't know what potassium is to the heart means, or sodium to the brain, it doesn't make any sense. So, potassium goes into the cells, makes sure they squeeze, comes out of the cells. Basically it. It makes the muscle squeeze. Very important to your heart because it's the one muscle that can't fatigue. When it fatigues, everything goes to shit. You die. So with potassium, you can have high potassium, low potassium. They're both very dangerous. You want your potassium levels to be like a tighter range than what we're taught in school. You want it between 4 and 4.5. I don't know exactly what that is. I think it's like milligrams per deciliter or something like that. I'm not sure what the measurement is for that. But 4 to 4.5 is the number that you want it. 3.5 to 5.5 is okay. You really want it between 4 to 4.5. And when you have low potassium, there's a lovely mnemonic that I used in nursing school. Wait a second, this isn't a mnemonic. Oh yeah, a sick walt. A sick walt. So what does it look like when you have low potassium? Alkalosis, which describes what's happening because potassium helps acidify the blood and make it snap. Acid snaps base. That's probably not nearly scientific enough for some people, but that's what potassium does. Low potassium alkalosis, which your pH again is too high. It's higher than it normally should be. You're more basic bitches. Shallow respirations, irritability, confused, drowsiness, weakness, fatigue because you don't have that muscle squeeze. The potassium isn't going into the cells because it's not there, so your muscles are super weak. You're not breathing very well because your diaphragm is weak. You're irritable because you can't think straight because there's not blood going to your brain. You're agitated because you think you're going to die. Lethargic because you can't really, again, breathe, and T's thready pulse. So again, that's a sick walt, alkalosis, shallow respirations, irritability, confused, drowsy, weakness, agitation, lethargy, thready pulse. These are all symptoms of low potassium. High potassium, you can have the opposite, where your muscles get too much of that squeeze and they can't relax. The mnemonic for high potassium is murder. Muscle cramps, urine abnormalities, as in you ain't got none no more, Randy. Respiratory distress, because you can have shallow respirations where you're breathing like you're not trying, and then respiratory distress is labored freak out breaths because your diaphragm can't relax. You need to be able to squeeze and relax. That is so important. Hyperkalemia, too much potassium, just straight squeeze. Low potassium, just fucking straight tease. With the respiratory distress and the decreased squeeze, your heart, the most important muscle of the body, has a decreased contractility. And you can see this on the EKG, which is what the little heart line is, that bump and then the spike. I may discuss that more tomorrow. It has EKG changes, which the first part is the P wave, which is the top part of your heart squeezing, will flatten because it's just not able to do it. After that happens, the T will peak because your body, again, can't stop the squeeze. It's not the atria is a gentle squeeze, but the ventricles, very important. The lower part, get the blood to the rest of the body, and the lungs, not strong. I feel like I'm starting to talk like Trump. My mind is gone. Probably from not eating enough nutrient-dense food. So, with that, I may eat something, I may not. Pray for me. I love you guys. Thank you for listening. I'm having a great week. I hope you give back anywhere you can. Just try to be grateful for what you got, and remember, it could all end at any time. So give it to the ones you love. Reciprocate. Moms, dads, everywhere. Thank them. Even if you hate them, thank them. Because you wouldn't be here to hate them if they didn't. You know. See you guys Friday. Have a wonderful Wasabi Walnut What's Hurting My Tummy Wednesday.